Westworld has plenty of tricks up its sleeve, and Episode 7 dropped a major bombshell that makes us rethink everything we thought we knew about main character Bernard. Everyone who theorized that Bernard was actually a host, pat yourself on the back, because the popular theory is officially true. And this wasn't just dropped into the show unexpectedly. Looking back, Westworld has been laying the hints from Episode 1. When Teddy was revealed to be a host and not a guest early in Westworld's premiere, the series was already setting the stage for hidden hosts. And when we meet Bernard as Westworld's head of programming, he seems to have a particular sensitivity to the hosts that his peers, particularly Ford, don't have. It's almost as though he prefers them to people. But the biggest early hint happened in Episode 2. Ford makes a point to say to Bernard, "I know how that head of yours works." Not because he worked with him for so long, but because he literally knows how to program it. When Bernard tells Theresa that hosts talk to each other in order to practice being human, she jokingly responds, "Is that what you're doing now? Practicing?" Little did she know how right she was. In fact, Jeffrey Wright was the only member of the cast who knew Bernard's big secret, and he confirmed to IGN that Theresa asking Bernard if he's practicing was, quote, flashing a little light on this fact. The fact that Bernard's life is so hinged around the loss of his son Charlie also should have been a huge hint. In Episode 3, Elsie comments about the importance of backstories to hosts maintaining their identities, and in the same episode, Bernard tells his wife over a video call that the loss of his son is, quote, always there in his mind. And we all should have taken much more pause when Ford showed a photo of Arnold to Bernard. There seems to be a third person missing based on the framing. Maybe it's because, as the hosts like to say, it didn't look like anything to him. The hints are more subtle in the next couple of episodes, like when Ford told Theresa to, quote, be careful of Bernard, he has a sensitive disposition. In Episode 6, the foreshadowing becomes a lot heavier, like when Bernard found Ford's secret house and then Ford appeared out of nowhere. We now know it's because Bernard was unable to see the door Ford walked out of, not because the head of the park can magically appear places. In the same episode, Elsie noted to Bernard that he's, quote, been here forever. In Episode 7, all attempts at subtlety were gone. Not only did a Bernard flashback open the episode when we've only seen flashbacks for hosts, but he was reading his son lines from Alice in Wonderland. Quote, nothing would be what it is because everything would be what it isn't. Just like Westworld. In the episode, we see an employee of the park be surprisingly revealed as a host, a reminder that nothing is what it seems. Even the episode's title is French for a visual illusion in art. Now that this reveal is out, each repeat viewing of earlier episodes will likely reveal even more hints that Bernard is actually a host. As Wright told IGN, quote, there are other occasional moments where we play with the idea that Bernard is in sleep mode in very subtle ways. It wasn't hindering, it just added a few more layers and some magic dust to certain moments. Of course, knowing that Bernard definitively is a host only sets up a bunch more big questions. Is Bernard actually a recreation of Westworld co-founder Arnold? Are all of Bernard's secret conversations with Dolores talks programmed by Ford? Or are we actually seeing an earlier timeline where it's not Bernard at all, but Arnold talking to her? Is there some deeper meaning to his wardrobe changes? And if Bernard is a host, just how many other people working behind the scenes at Westworld are not actually human? With only 3 more episodes left of Season 1, expect even more bombshell reveals to change everything we thought we knew about this series. And expect even more reviews, interviews, and theories from IGN to keep you up to date on all things Westworld.